everybody, Ben again, Culinary Director here at Broil King, and this is Searing Saturday. So today we're going to talk about cleaning your grill. This is one of the more requested videos that we've seen out there, so we wanted to get into it. Today we're just going to talk about cleaning your gas grill. We'll do another video in the future on how to clean your pellet grill. Some commonalities, but in general, this is exactly how to clean off that shiny gas grill that you've got at home. So we're going to start on the outside of the grill. And the very first place I want to start is right here. When you're cleaning a grill, clean the exterior with some soap and water first. Just get in there with a rag that you really don't like that much because it is going to get dirty and greasy. Get some soap and water because the first thing you're cleaning off is water spots and dust. There's going to be a lot of dust that's in the air in your backyard, and that's going to build up on the outside of your grill. So to take off any of that barbecue sauce, any of that light grease, and any of that dust that's built up on there, soap and water in a bowl, wash down the outside of your grill, and then rinse it off, because then you get a sense of what you're working with after that. And that's where we can get into more of the other grill cleaners. So we'll take a look at the lid that we've got over here. That's kind of our example of a clean lid and dirty lid. On the one side, you've got some oil that's fallen onto the lid here, and it's dried on and become polymerized. So that's not going to come off with soap and water. A lot of this other stuff that you see is just staining. Now this staining is going to happen from smoke, from metallic particles that land on the stainless, and then when that little tiny particle of steel rusts, that stains the metal itself. So sometimes, and this will happen more if you live close to a construction site, if you've got rust spots that appeared on your grill that weren't there before, it's probably metal that's landed on it. And as that metal itself rusted, it stains the stainless steel that you've got. So that's something that could be happening. When you're looking at cleaning this stuff off, kind of take a look at it in layers. So when you want to take off this really caked on grease, any of that grease that you see around the edges of the lid on your grill, a degreaser is going to be the best place to start. So a degreaser is going to be, well, it's exactly that. It's going to break up that grease, it's going to break it down and make it wipe away easily. So with that same bowl and that same cloth that you were washing with before, start working away at that grease. Now if that grease is too stubborn to come off with a degreaser, and this will pretty much melt most grease on your grill, we've got another product that's called a revitalizer. So Broil King Revitalizer Cream is meant to be a microabrasive that basically works away at the surface without damaging the finish of your grill. Here's a good way to look at it. All stainless steel has this beautiful brush into it. That's what makes it glisten, that's what really makes it look nice and smooth and clean. It hides some of the damage it gets when it's brushed stainless steel like this. If you were to get your standard green scrubbing pad and start working away at the stainless steel, all of this beautiful brushing is gone. And now it just turns into a swirl pattern, it doesn't look that great, and your grill just starts to look dull. You want to keep this so it looks bright. So a microabrasive, like Revitalizer Cream, you work it with the grain and it doesn't destroy the grain of the stainless steel. So even if you wipe off on a weird angle, you don't wreck the grain of the stainless. So on this lid, what we basically did was we taped it off halfway down the middle. This lid had been cooked on for, I think, a couple months and indoors. So the only thing that we're getting is smoke staining and grease staining on the outside. And when we taped it off, the first thing we did was wash it, soap and water, then go through it with some degreaser just to remove any of the heavy grease spots on it. And then we use the Revitalizer Cream to really bring the finish up and take that smoke staining out. So a degreaser won't take out rust stains, but a revitalizer will, because it's a microabrasive and scrubs right down to the stainless below. Degreaser probably won't take out most of a smoke stain, but revitalizer will, and it'll take it up to that bright stainless finish that you want to see on the outside. So think about it like that, in layers. Now the last product that I haven't talked about here is stainless steel cleaner. And stainless steel cleaner is a bit of a misleading name. Almost all stainless steel polishes are called cleaners, and they will take off fingerprints, and they will take off a light grime, a little bit of grease as you wipe. But it's going to be considerably more work than it would be to use any of the other products that I've already talked about. So stainless steel cleaner, just read this as stainless steel polish. That's what it's going to be in the end. Two different types of stainless steel polish you'll find out there. There's going to be those that are very oily, and then those that are kind of waxy. So the Broil King stainless steel polish is going to be more waxy. And the reason it's like that is because when it wipes off clean. It leaves a finish that dust doesn't stick to, it kind of just bounces off of. A really oily stainless steel polish is, as it dries, going to leave oily marks on the outside of your appliance or your grill, and as it's sitting there, any dust is just going to stick to it. You'll notice an oily stainless steel polish because as soon as you look at your grill, there's all of this dust fleckled into that oily finish that you see on the outside. So when you're looking for a stainless steel polish, Broil King stainless steel polish, great way to go. because it's got that nice, smooth, dry finish afterwards. And any of these products can be used in conjunction. Essentially, it's what you're going to need as kind of a 3-stage treatment to get the exterior of your grill from dull to nice and shiny. So cleaning the outside of your grill, really important. Like I said, start by washing it and then see what you've got to do after that. Caitlin, if you want to come over here, you're going to see some of the trouble spots that you've got when you're cleaning your grill. So in our showroom here, we tend to keep them very, very clean. But spots that you're going to notice right off the bat are this front lip on your grill. This is where you're going to get most of your serious staining. And you're going to see it here on the edge of the lid as well. So this area is where you're going to work at it with a degreaser and with a revitalizer to bring this back to new, because it's the area that's going to get the most amount of grease staining. But if you look at the side shelf as well, you get some yellowing there too. And a lot of that staining is from smoke. That comes off easily with either of those two products. Anything that's out towards the edges, it's going to be fairly clean. Most of what you'll see there is sauce, grease, anything that falls off of tools or from food, right? On the front of your grill, one of the things you want to keep in mind is if you're scrubbing, scrub with a cloth. Don't scrub with that green scrubby pad, because as soon as you get this out and you start scrubbing any of these graphics on the front of the grill, they're going to come off completely. So these are screened under the stainless steel, and as soon as you start scrubbing it with something super abrasive, they're gone. You're taking the graphics off the grill. So use a cloth and the right cleaning products to just clean it up appropriately. When you're cleaning like this, let's make it as easy as possible. So a common mistake that I see with friends and grillers out there that are cleaning, they don't strip the grill first. And when you're cleaning, you got to take all the things off. So any of your tools that you have down below, any of the brushes you have hanging on the sides, take those off first. But we can go further. Let's take the control knobs off, because now you can clean behind them, and you can wash these in the sink now. And let's take off the thermometer. So your lid thermometer attaches by a locking nut on the back. And you can basically spin that nut off, and then the thermometer just lifts right out with the nameplate. So once you've taken that off, and you can see actually on the grill that we've got here, it has staining behind it, smoke staining right behind it. So the last time this thing was clean, the thermometer didn't come off. But then this gives you a much more even surface to wipe. You can clean the thermometer itself easily because you can actually hold it and scrub it right down. And you just get a better finish. You don't have any of those dark edges that end up around your thermometer afterwards. So strip it down, clean it properly, makes your job easier, and gives you just a better finish in the end. So there's some quick tips on cleaning the outside of your grill. And what about cleaning the inside? Well, first place I like to start is this. Do you want a big, greasy, wet mess in your backyard, or do you want something that's easy to clean up? When you're cleaning your grill, if you go at the inside of it immediately with a degreaser, you melt all of this grease and grime on the inside, and then you have to wash it out. And if you wash it onto your deck, it's going to stain it. If you wash it into your backyard, maybe it's something that the dog really, really wants to roll in. So what you're going to want to do is burn that stuff off, brush it down before you get to any of those washing stages. So what we generally recommend is burn your grill off. On any Broil King grill, you'll see this area that's kind of the top for power that we call the power zone. If you crank your temperature all the way up to there, and then let it burn, it burns off any of that grime and it burns it up to ash. And ash is way easier to clean up. So when we clean our grills extensively, we burn them off. We burn all of that grime to ash on the inside, and then we start brushing it down. Start on the inside of the lid. On the inside of the lid, that's where you're going to see a little bit of caked on, and I'm lacking the word here, but it's basically just caked on ash. It becomes creosote. There we go. It becomes this creosote surface that builds up in the inside of the lid. Also happens on the back of the cook box. It's smoke that has stuck to the lid and then built up in layers to the point where it dries out and starts peeling in sheets. So we'll commonly get asked, the inside of my lid's peeling. Is the paint peeling off? No, there's no paint on the inside of your barbecue lid. So the stuff that's peeling off is creosote. You should scrape it down, brush it down, and get it off first. So on the inside of the grill, start at the top. Clean the inside of the lid, clean the inside of the hood, and work your way down. You can brush or scrape, and we'll go through some of those products next. And then when you get to the cooking grids, brush them. But brush them on both sides. So let's start with some gloves. We'll need some heavy gloves here. Great way to keep your hands clean. And if you just burned off your grill, your cooking grids could be a little bit warm, so they're a nice touch to have. Clean both sides. So you can see on this cooking grid it's been brushed on the top, but it hasn't been brushed on the bottom. So brush both sides and make sure you brush it all into the grill. All of this grime should fall right into your grill. And as you dig your way down into it, brush the cooking grids, set them off to the side. Take the flavor wave, brush it down, both sides, set them off to the side. and then start working away at the inside of your grill, brushing it, knocking all that down into the grill, and getting it into the bottom. You can take out the plates that are in the bottom. So we've got heat plates directly below the burners here. They give you more vaporization in the bottom, so you do get food on them. But you want to brush this, set it off to the side, and then make sure you can knock as much grime as possible right down into the tray below. On a Broil King grill, you can pull that grease tray out through the side, and you can basically dump out most of the ash. What I do at home often is after I've dumped out that ash, anything that's left, I just vacuum it up with a shop vac. Make sure it's cold. You don't want hot ash in a vacuum. But make sure you vacuum out all that cold ash after you brush it down and dispose of it. You have a fairly clean grill there. You can start getting into some of the fine detail stuff afterwards. If you still want to wash it with degreaser, you can. It's something you can do at this point. That's kind of the strategy on how to clean your way down through the grill. Start at the top, work your way to the bottom, and then just throw that ash away rather than washing it out in a big greasy mess. But what kind of products are we going to use to do that? So let's head back over to the counter. When we talk about cleaning the inside of your grill, the number one product we always talk about is brushes. And there's a lot of different variety out there now. Over the last couple of years at Broil King, we've been introducing a lot of great brushing products, new products, innovative products. So we've done things like nylon bristles on a brush. Now, Palmyra bristles on a brush. These are a natural wood fiber that breaks off and burns up in your grill. These are alternatives to stainless bristles. We've got what's called a steam brush. You get an ice block that you can scrape your grill with, much like a grill scraper. And that ice block, as it's melting and as it's scraping, it rinses away anything on your cooking grates. Neat, innovative idea. This works really well with pellet grills. More Palmyra fiber grill brushes in that standard grill brush style. Neat new item for us would be the spring brush. So instead of having your standard bristle, they're coiled springs. They rub the cooking grates and they peel off anything. But if they ever break down, they're a lot thicker, so they usually just get pulled out. And if they break off, they're completely noticeable. This is a big thing. This isn't a small piece of steel that you won't notice on your cooking grates. Grill scrapers are super popular. Scrape them along the top of your cooking grates, it peels everything off but the patina, so you end up with a nice, smooth surface on the cooking grate itself. But otherwise, there is the standard stainless steel grill brush. Now, when you're using one of these, what I want you to keep in mind is watch it. They have to be replaced in intervals. So we want you to check it at 3 months, we want you to check it at 6 months, and in 9 months, you want to start considering replacing this thing. If it looks bad at 3 months, replace it. If it looks bad at 6 months, replace it. The idea with a stainless grill brush is if those bristles don't look great, do you really want to take the chance cleaning your grill with it? Replace it. They're not that expensive. It's kind of like a toothbrush. You need to replace it on a regular basis. So when your grill bristles look like this and they're all beat up, maybe it's time to get into a new one. Something nice, something clean. Our heavy-duty grill brush has actually got heavy-duty bristles in it too. So they last longer. They take more of a beating, but even these break down. So always keep an eye on your brush. If you're using that 99-cent grill brush, I would say throw it away and buy something better because it's safer for your family. Cleaning your grill should be one of the most important things that you're doing on it. So think about grill brush safety. It's definitely the safety and the quality of the food that you're cooking. You're keeping your guests safe. You're making sure your food tastes great. So think about grill brushes. That's what cleans your cooking grates, and that's what can kind of scrub down the inside of your cook box. But you'll notice with most of these, they're big. Any of those tight corners that you have to get into, they're way too big to do it. A grill scraper is a pretty easy way to get into the corner, but the head on this brush just makes it too big to get between burners. So that's when you see kits like this come out. A Venturi brush is an old tool for cleaning out Venturis on H-style, bar-style burners. It still works on tube-style burners, and if you're in an area where you have lots of spiders, keep an eye on that. If a spider builds a nest inside one of your burners and you've got that burner turned on full but there's no gas going into it, there's a blockage in the way. Cleaning the Venturi out is a great way to make sure that that burner goes back to performing the way that it should. Also make sure that none of that gas is building up behind your control panel instead of going into the burner itself. So that's a nice part of it. That's the smaller side of this kit though. This detailing brush, this is the biggest part of it. A detailing brush basically allows you to get into all of those little crevices on the grill that you couldn't normally get into with a big grill brush. This is how you scrape the sides of your burners. This is actually how you check the ports on your burners to make sure they're wide open, because you can actually poke the hole out again with the port cleaning tool here. So if you get any deposits that build up over the port, you can actually just poke it out and make sure that it's nice and clean. Small scraper for cleaning inside the cook box, small bristles for brushing down areas that are just too small for a standard brush. Good kit to have, especially for deep cleaning. Now, my favorite accessory that we've come out with in the last year is the pellet grill cleaning kit. Originally intended to clean up pellet grills because they get really greasy on the inside, but on any grill, this is probably one of the best kits that you can use. When you're scraping the inside of that lid, scraping the inside of the cook box, scraping down anything that's a flat surface, these two scraping tools are indispensable. It's just a great way to peel off any of that grime that gets really caked on in there. And then as you get down into the grill, being able to sweep any of that away or sweep it lower into the grill to remove it, that's kind of handy. So for a gas grill, although the box says pellet grill cleaning kit, this is a nice tool to have. Nice scoop to scoop all that up afterwards. Definitely a great tool to have in your arsenal. So cleaning the inside of your grill, just as important as cleaning the outside of your grill. Some way in the comments today, we're going to post links to 2 videos that we have that go through what I'm talking about in detail, showing you everything that you need to do with a little bit more imagery. Right. So, cleaning your grill. Don't want to make sure I'm missing anything here. As always, if you have questions, post them in the comments below. Ask away. We are making more and more videos, and we're making a lot of videos around the questions that you ask. So, like I said, I'm Ben Street, Culinary Director here at Broil King. This is Searing Saturday, and thanks for watching.